morning weather. Megan Thomas has you covered.
I'm up early putting together a forecast and hour-by-hour coverage down to where you live to help plan your day.
Start your day with Megan Thomas, weekdays from 4 to 7 on Good Morning Nashville.
How's it going, guys? Oh, I'm going to try to be cool here, man, but I am really, really, really pissed at the moment. Appreciate everybody coming. Wait a minute. Am I stream? Whoa, am I streaming from? Hold on a second. No way. I didn't even check to realize it to see, but well, guys, looks like my channel's back up to stream live from, so that's good news. All right. So that's going to ease up my bad mood a little bit. So this is good. So that's going to ease up my bad. All right. Give me 1 second here, folks. Sorry, that changes a few things. Give me just 1 second, and then we're going to get on with this. But yeah, it looks like I thought I was going to be streaming from my alt channel, but looks like I don't have to. Looks like I'm back up to streaming from maybe the channel that struck me lifted the strike. If they did, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And we're going to get into a few things here because I am pissed. No, not that one. Hold on. Ugh. So while I do this, let me just go ahead and play the Father Don Wells's press conference. I do apologize, guys, because the sound quality on this is not very good, but it's the only one that I could find that was basically in full. So we're gonna go ahead and play that.
Been feeling the last few days in the search for summer. Can you just, let us know what you and your family are experiencing at this time?
Well, actually, I'm not hearing any audio at all.
Really appreciate that outpouring.
Are you guys hearing any audio?
I've never seen so many good people in one place. I just really appreciate everybody trying to help that they have, law enforcement and all.
I'm not hearing any audio at all. Let me try and refresh that.
Can you just, let us know what you and your family are experiencing at this time?
Yeah, I'm not hearing it at all, though, Cherry K. Give me 1 second here. I have no idea, that girl. I'm not going to question these things. I'm just going to accept them, see them as a sign from God, because I am about to send fire and brimstone on some people right now because I am beyond pissed. So I'm just grateful right now. I'm just grateful. I'm just going to focus on the gratitude. That's all I'm going to do here. So,
you know, I just really appreciate everybody trying to help that they have, law enforcement and all these volunteers that are here.
Yeah, for some reason, I'm not hearing any of the audio at all.
That God, His awesome power for His
So,
please,
yeah, I don't know.
I'm gonna be okay, and please come home.
But yeah, guys. So somebody mentions in my Discord things that are being said in Molly Go Lightly's chat, and I've never had a real problem with her at all. I understand she's a drama channel. I get people like drama, and that's fine. And I was already annoyed with what was going on, listening to them talk about the Cash Gernon case. That was already getting on my nerves. Guys, I'm in Molly Go Lightly's chat, and I'm seeing people on panel. They're sharing Facebook threads and comments and blah blah blah, and talking about how this person's got a criminal history and that person's got a criminal history, and then somebody makes the comment that there's 700 people in there that care about locating this child. Well, guess what? How does that? Let me ask a question. How does that in any way, shape, or form help locate this child when there's no they are not seeking any public assistance with the search, other than the ways that I'm going to explain to you here? Because see, I feel like there's a responsible way of doing things, and then the complete and total irresponsible way of doing things, which is what's going on in that chat right now. And as you guys could see, and I was showing the, you see Don Wells, Summer's dad. You see Don Wells, Summer's dad. We've heard that he has a criminal record. We heard that from the sheriff during the press conference yesterday. I'm not saying that he's not responsible. I'm not saying that a loved one is not responsible for this child's disappearance. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is we don't know, and it's irresponsible and just plain crappy to start building these rumors. And no, Ann Sesser, she shouldn't be doing true crime. I'm of the firm belief that she should not be doing this. Imagine, you know what I'm saying? Imagine, God, man. You look at Don Wells, right? He's got the long hair and a ponytail. He's got the tattoos, got the criminal record. Guess what? My roommate, one of my best friends, looks 100 times scarier than this guy. And let me tell you something. This guy would die for his children. Die for them. Both his kids are Marines. He raised them well, raised them right. They serve our country. But if you see this dude walking down the street coming towards you, you're going to instinctively move out of the way. But I'll tell you what, he's not a killer. He's not somebody who hurts kids. Definitely not somebody who would ever hurt his own. And yeah, he's got a criminal record. So what? Just because you have a criminal record does not mean that you hurt kids. Now, I know they're talking about other family members that have supposedly a long criminal history of hurting kids. Well, I mean, that doesn't mean that doesn't mean that they had anything to do with Summer's disappearance. And the reason why I say it's relevant to bring up is because it doesn't help locate her. Right now, the focus, you guys saw me, I was on my alt channel yesterday begging people to not do what they're doing in Molly Golightly's chat right now. Begging them. Yo, and I don't have patience for trolls right now, guys. So mods, get them out of here. Anybody you see, I already see that Cherry K's already on top of it. Home girl. And I was respectful. Susie777. I was respectful. And you know what the response was? I got timed out. And I would have happily gone on panel and talked to them respectfully and just beg them. And I know I would have been laughed off the panel. I know that. I'm not stupid. I get it. And yes, what they do is absolutely gross and exploitive. Hold on. All right. Sorry, I had a little interference coming through my my earphones. Yeah. No, and they're trying to justify it. Oh, well, all these people, they care about locating this little girl. No, you don't. No, you don't. Because if you did care about locating this little girl, you'd be sharing this information. Here is how you help the people searching for this child. According to a Facebook post by the Hawkins County Rescue Squad, the following supplies are still needed: beef jerky, meat sticks, snack cakes, bug spray, deodorant, over-the-counter pain relievers, cooling towels, 55-gallon trash bags. Those of you with donations can drop them off at the Circus command post at the Mount Carmel Free Will Baptist Church on Beach Creek Road, or at Hawkins County Rescue Squad on East McKinney Avenue in Rogersville. Authorities also encourage anyone living in the area to search their property for crawl spaces, sheds, and any areas in which Summer may have hidden or have been trapped. Any questions regarding donation can be directed to Officer Sandra Lewis at 423-231-4254. That's Officer Sandra Lewis at 423-231-4254. I've got a whole other article here. Basically saying the same thing. See, these are the local news chases. This is how we do in Tennessee, people. Okay? These local news stations aren't looking to exploit anybody. They're not focused on starting rumors on family members. They're not focused on perpetuating rumors on family members. They are focused on finding this child, and that should be everyone's focus, and that is it. Nothing more. Nothing else. I sat on my alt channel yesterday begging people to focus their energy on just praying, because I know there's a lot of you from all over the world listening. And I can only imagine what it feels like for those of you who aren't anywhere near the area and there's nothing that you can do. And even still, there's nothing more you can do other than make these donations. You can't go out there and help them find it because the terrain is so dangerous. The area is so dangerous just from natural, just from natural conditions. Yes, ancestor, I agree with you. They're absolutely harming the case. They're not helping it in the slightest bit. Starting rumors about family members who, for all you know, and what you should be assuming, are missing this child more than anybody. So on top of being worried to death about their own child or whatever relation this child is to them, on top of being worried about where she is, if she's still alive, what she's going through if she is alive, they have to deal with all of these vultures on the internet, trashing them, spreading rumors about their private lives, jumping to conclusions as to why her head was shaved, showing pictures of her with a shaved head going, oh my God, that is awful. Like, yeah, I get it. It's a little odd that her head's shaved, but that's hardly abuse. You don't know the circumstances in which her head was shaved. You don't have any idea what the circumstances in which her head was shaved. Even Molly Golightly herself said, well, I mean, it could be that she had gum in her hair, and that was the only way they knew how to get it out. These people live in a very rural area. You could tell by the living conditions at home, they probably don't have a lot of money. Maybe they didn't have the means to get lice medication. They're like, you don't shave a child's head when they have head lice. Maybe you do where they come from. Maybe they don't know any better. Maybe they don't give a shit about things like having long, pretty hair. Rockabilly Daisy just made a great point too. Son got a hold of the Clippers at 5. Thank you, Amy Eck. I appreciate that. Son got a hold of Clippers at 5. She had to shave his head because maybe it got so far. Maybe she got a hold of some scissors, started cutting her own hair because she was bored. And then maybe there was nothing else they could do to even it out because she cut it so short that they had to shave her head. You don't know. I could sit here and come up with 10 different scenarios as to why this child's head was shaved that would be legit. And to sit there going, oh my God, it's a Greek fucking tragedy that her head was shaved. You don't know. Drama channels have no business covering true crime, man. None. Because they cause more harm than good. I am convinced of it at this point. I am convinced of it. Yeah. Maybe one of the siblings. She's got 3 other siblings, dude. She's got 3 other older siblings. Maybe one of the older siblings were like, oh, let's cut your hair. One of the siblings could have just shaved her head when parents weren't around. Well, why weren't they watching this child 24/7? Well, guess what, dude? When you live in an area like that, I know when I grew up, I've lived in rural areas like that, and we didn't have parental supervision 24/7. The older siblings were in charge of the younger siblings. That's how it got down. The older kids, hey, keep your eye on your little brother. That's what my mom used to tell my brother. And my brother took good care of me, man. When we were kids, my brother took good care of me when we were out. He was extremely protective of me. Sometimes, depending on the situations, I mean, these are not locked up in the house playing with their phones all day. This isn't that kind of household. I'm not getting that vibe from them at all. If she's running outside playing barefoot, hell, that's a good sign. In my personal opinion, I grew up with kids who would play around outside the house, barefooted. It pisses me off that I got to come up here and counter all this stuff because too many people can't think for themselves. Too many people can't think for themselves, and then they see that narrative that's being spun on this drama channel, and they're taking this little child's missing status and exploiting it and making it more dramatic than it needs to be and focusing on the wrong things. The only thing that we should focus on. You're not sleuths, okay? You're not, any type of armchair detectives. You're not. You're definitely not trained professionals. Shut up. Shut your mouth. Everyone talking about this child's family, shut your mouth. Do something productive. Put your hands together and pray that this child is found safely and that the professionals that are in charge of doing this and executing this do it well. That is the only thing we should be doing. Beyond that, there's nothing we can do. Beyond that, there is literally nothing else we can do other than make donations for supplies for the professionals that are out there risking their lives in a very dangerous area, searching under every stone, that sheriff said. Leaving no stone unturned, that sheriff said. Now he's saying everything's on the table. Everything's a possibility. But what good does it do to focus? What it does is it makes for more drama. These drama channels, man, I love it when they just sit there and talk trash about each other. That's great. Talk trash about each other. Don't go up there trying to get a whole network of people to form a negative opinion about somebody who probably misses this child more than anybody and is worried to death. Jilly Bean, I'm not sure, but you can call that number, and I'm going to give you that number again. Hold on. Let me find it. Any questions regarding donation can be directed to Officer Sandra Lewis at 423-231-4254. No, and I realize, man, somebody said, well, this is going to fall on deaf ears. Will, I get it. I realize that. But I'm not going to, I can't not say something. I just can't. She actually called Don Wells, the father. She actually tried to call him on a live. What the fuck is that? Do you have any idea how low that is? How low that is in a desperate attempt to get more views? I heard it with my own ears. And everybody encouraged it. Everybody encouraged it. That is incredibly disrespectful, Renee W. That is incredibly disrespectful. That tells me that they're already assuming that this man did something to his own child when you have nothing to base that on. Yes, Molly Golightly called Summer's dad on her live stream like 10 minutes ago. I heard it myself. Now, he didn't pick up, and I'm glad he didn't, and I hope he doesn't. Can you imagine this guy? He has to sit there. He has to sit there and just wait and let the professionals do their job. He can't assist in the search. Nobody's allowed to sit there and assist, or to go out there and assist in the search. So this guy is basically sitting at home. I mean, I see him. I saw him on this. I saw him on in this press conference. I mean, I'm going to try to play it again because the volume was just so low. But I'm going to try to play it one more time. Let me see if I can find it. And I'm not playing this, guys. I'm not playing this so that y'all could sit there and break down his body language and blah, blah, blah. No, I'm playing this. So hopefully, I mean, the guy wanted to speak out. I want to contribute to getting his voice out there. This guy believes, he publicly stated yesterday that he believes that she was abducted. He has said that. I don't like that he said that. I'll be honest with you. I don't like that he said that. It's something that bothers me, of course. Yeah, I'm not getting like any sound out of this. It's really annoying. All right. So I'm just going to read the quotes. That's the best I can do right now, guys. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's nobody's business, man. All they're doing is talking about this dad. That shouldn't be the focus.
That's pretty awesome to see that. And I just hope God in his mercies will deliver someone home to us.
Right.
Pretty unlikely for something for her to do to walk off like that.
Yeah, she wouldn't do that. We even had one of our neighbors say they pulled up.
Yeah, I'm not getting any sound out of this, man. It's really annoying. Can you guys hear it at least?
Other things that we try to warn our kids about all these things all the time.
And can you tell us a little bit, what Summer was doing that afternoon or that evening?
She was planting flowers with her mother.
Maybe I can find it on YouTube.
And she wanted to go into the
I don't want to get struck again, though.
She went into the house and the boys were.
I don't want to get struck again, but
she wanted to go downstairs and play with her.
I mean,
so when her mother come in, she says, "Where's Summer?" She went down in the basement. She didn't answer, so she went down there. And
see, I can't really add commentary because I can't hear what he's saying. What I will do though is I'll read some of the quotes here. I know you guys can hear it.
About time was that?
I'm not sure.
I mean, when you read it, there's no way to. I mean, he's saying we really appreciate the outpouring of love. We've never seen so many good people in one place.
I wished I did.
This guy's just expressing gratitude.
The FBI and the police have covered every single base.
He says she was planting flowers with her mother and her grandmother, and she wanted to go into the house. So my wife watched her go into the door, and she went into the house. And the boys were on the internet, of course, and she wanted to go downstairs and play with her toys. So when her mother came in, and she says, "Summer," and she went down into the basement and she didn't answer. So she went down there and she was gone. So she went out the basement door, which was unlocked, and we haven't seen her since.
Is there anything that you'd like to add that maybe we didn't ask you?
So apparently there's a door in the basement that she
They told you about what they might be.
that she exited because it was
Still
unlocked.
Searching. They're doing
You didn't
everything.
use any words like escaped or anything like that, like old
We tried to,
Joe Ray.
we tried to go to them
Daniels.
with leads and stuff. They're like, we already checked all that out. The sex offenders. they checked
Some
all
bad
that.
person grabbed her, but we have no idea.
We can cover it. They've already covered almost probably every base.
The FBI and the police have covered every single place, every single place, everything that anybody can think of, they've covered.
Everything that we can think
And
of
guys,
already.
we just went over the
Are there
trial of
any
Joe
other
Clyde
evidence
Daniels'
of-
murder.
that you might suspect, or situations
The trial of his
like that?
dad, Joe Ray Daniels. We just went over that.
Work all the time.
And the prosecution's entire
She was on
case
one side of the house when she got
was
out.
disproving the defense's way of creating doubt. And
60
the
feet
defense
away.
was trying to say that the TBI did not do enough, and local law enforcement agencies did not do enough
Seen anyone in the neighborhood that doesn't
to
look
find
like
this,
that?
to find little
there
Joe
are,
Clyde.
people that come through
And the
there,
prosecution went over all of the methods that they did go over. We saw an actual computerized helicopter
They check
pattern
all them things out too.
of the search for this, and it looked like a pile of spaghetti.
They tracked everybody down that they possibly can. I mean, everybody.
I have no doubt in my mind whatsoever that the TBI, based on what I saw in that trial, that the TBI is not doing everything that they can to find this little girl.
Help my mother, and I've been here on and off for the past.
But it makes for more drama. You know what I mean? I mean, what do you expect from a drama channel? It makes for more drama if the
Got you taken care of, Sergeant Houston. Thank you.
if the dad is responsible or the mom is responsible. It always makes for more drama. It makes for a much more dramatic story. And it just made me sick. Just go up there and say, hey, we're a drama channel and that's what we do. You know what I mean? This is for entertainment purposes only. Just go up there and say that shit. You know what I mean? Give people the choice. Make that disclaimer. But don't go up there saying it's because you care about this child being found, because you don't. Because if you cared about this child being found, you would stick to what's productive in as far as information and where she might be. That's not productive. You would stick to giving information as to how you can support the professionals that have been put in charge of locating this child. And then you're going to call this man? All right, that girl just messaged me saying that the press conference is about to start. If you could send me a link to that, that would be really helpful. Because while I'm on StreamYard, it's too slow. And I really, man, I'm really trying to take this channel in a direction where I don't call out other creators on doing what they're doing. But I mean, I feel like somebody has to speak up about that. Somebody has to speak up about that. That is completely and totally irresponsible. It is completely and totally counterproductive to the professionals being able to do their jobs in locating this child. All right. I'm going to try to find this news conference, guys. Hold on a second. All right. So how does everybody know? If you don't have a link, then how do you know where the press conference is? When it's coming on? Okay, so nobody has a news source. Nobody in chat has a news source to where I can search and find this press conference. Yeah, Pugs, you remember that. I remember you from back then. I remember you from all that. I said the same thing about Watts. And what does it take? 3 years later. Awesome. Okay, that girl actually did come through. Thank you so much. Like there was any doubt that she could come through on stuff like that. She always does. Appreciate it. All right, guys. Yeah, it took 3 years later for the family, for the Rucheks to go up there and tell everybody. All right, here we go.
What are you guys actually doing with that? Is that searching ponds, creeks, lakes? Could you just elaborate?
Every aspect. At the end of it, if we don't cover it, we have to cover everything 100%. We're utilizing them just to clear waterways, areas that we can't put our normal people into, the canines, stuff that aerial cannot see that well. We want to get in there, flip every rock, check every crevice, check every spot, just to make sure we don't miss a spot.
Are there a lot of streams back in this area or ponds?
Yes.
Can you give us, I know we can kind of see some of the lush vegetation and what's happening in the sky, but what's it like back there for you all?
Yes, there are numerous streams and creeks that run back out of the mountains on both sides of Beach Creek Road, along with Beach Creek itself. And there are lots of ponds, holding spots for livestock and other things that we feel are just as important as the rest of the search efforts.
Sheriff, I have a question for you as far as the investigation goes. I know you probably can't comment on a whole lot, but are you able to say if you've executed any search warrants during this time?
Actually, we've done a tremendous amount of searches, and every one has been a consent search. The community has really stood out. They want to help. They want to give advice. They want to give information. And we've not had to obtain not one search warrant. And it's due part that everybody in the community is wanting to find Summer.
And Leslie, I know you talked about credible tips. Can you kind of go into what is a credible tip?
If you have information about Summer, if you saw Summer the day she went missing, anything like that, if you captured a photo on a trail camera or surveillance camera, that's a credible tip. Anything that would assist us. Something you see on social media that you know is somebody's opinion or just speculation, that's not a credible tip. In fact, that just bogs law enforcement down by having us, we have to go through and check that information and then mark it off. So please, credible tips, we welcome information, but just don't share speculation and rumors that you see on social media.
Yeah, thank you. And don't spread speculation and rumors on social media.
In the search, when you all will come to the conclusion that this is not a lost child anymore, this is possibly an abduction, is there an amount of time or amount of territory?
Well, at this time, the circumstances leading to Summer's disappearance are very much under investigation. So currently, it's an active and ongoing investigation. We're not going to stop until we determine what happened to her, and we're just taking it one day at a time.
What has the interaction been like with the child's parents? I know that they've spoken with us on and off the record about interactions with law enforcement, mentioning polygraph tests and so forth. Can you speak to us a little bit about the interaction with the parents and how they've helped or not helped with the investigation?
All I can say in that aspect is that they're currently cooperating.
When we also spoke with Mr. Wells, you mentioned some things being followed up on local sex offenders as well as people in this area who also like drugs. Can you confirm those details of what is happening?
I cannot. I can just tell you that any information we have, any lead that comes in, we're going to follow up on that, and all avenues are being explored.
How are crews feeling right now? Again, back to Captain Coop and Sheriff Lawson. How are they handling this right now, especially with we've kind of seen an increase in temperature outside?
So, as stated before, the outpouring of community and businesses in this area, they are very limited on the time. Once they get certain areas of covered, they are being required to come back to the command post and staging area to rehab. Plenty of water, Powerade, Gatorade, food, protein bars, stuff to keep them hydrated and nourished during this whole entire time. And as one stated before I left, they are also 100% involved. They said, we will not stop.
As far as the law enforcement aspect, well, you know, we have the TBI sits in my office and the FBI, and it's a partnership and a joint operation where if somebody comes in with a tip, just whichever agent standing there, whichever officer, whether it's mine, one of the TBI or FBI agents, they jump on it. It doesn't matter who solves the case, whatever. We just want to find Summer. That's first and foremost.
One more question.
I actually have one last question regarding something that the father told us yesterday. He was saying that she would never leave their sort of field where they live, and he highly believes that this is an abduction. Is there anything that you can say that maybe could point to that? He mentioned something about the canine going along a trail that runs dead. So is there anything that you guys have seen that proves this, or is there any sign that that may be true?
We're exploring all avenues. So at this time, we can't confirm that. However, in the event that we do develop that information and confirm it was an abduction and have information to share, you will be the first to know. And we want to reassure the community that we will let them know immediately. That's information that we would want to get out to the public as quickly as possible. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you being here. We'll continue to update you as updates become available. Thank you.
I love that they continue to give us press conferences and updates like this. I love that. What more could you ask for from them? And again, thank you, that girl, for sending me that link. That was extremely helpful. I appreciate that. Yeah. And dude, listen, I like Marissa, dude. I do. I like Marissa. I like Molly Golightly. I'm not trying to lie, but she needs to stop talking about true crime if she's going to go about it like this. That's all I'm saying. This is totally the wrong way to go. All it does is cause more confusion. Because how many people are in her chat that listen to what she says like it's gospel, and then they start calling these people and start giving all these crazy speculation and rumors? How does that help them? How does that not tie up their resources? Let them do their jobs. But I mean, I don't think that anyone on that side of things cares. Honestly, the actions dictate that. The actions dictate that they don't care about this child being found safely. Because if you cared about this child being found safely, you would let law enforcement do their job, and you wouldn't do things that would perpetuate rumors and speculation that would obstruct their investigations, that would tie up their resources. Nah, and it's not about having your own style either, man. It's not about that. It's not about that. You're either being helpful or you're screwing it up. Plain and simple, man. You're either, like, I mean, I don't see how I just don't see how that helps their investigation. I don't see how this, how going on there and trying to find, you know, she tried to call the dad on her live stream. She tried to call the dad on her live stream. I think that's disgusting. Leave this man alone. I mean, and I can't stop her from doing what she's doing. And I don't have any real interest in stopping her from like going live. And I'm not trying to control what she's talking about either. You know, I'm saying if you're a listener of hers, at least, you know, take what she's saying with a grain of salt. Take what's being said on her panel and in her chat with a grain of salt. I'm talking to the people listening to that stuff. I'm talking to you, to her listeners. Please, I'm begging you. Don't perpetuate rumors. None of this stuff is fact. And some of the stuff that may or may not be fact is irrelevant to law enforcement locating this child. And I'm not telling anybody to unsub from her either, man. I'm not telling anybody to do that. I'm not up here trying to start some, you know, campaign against Molly Golightly. That's not what I'm doing. I'm saying, like, pay attention. Use your common sense. What's helpful? Do you really care that this child is located safely? Because if you're sitting there, and I've gone over this over and over and over and over again so many times since I started my channel, if you are jumping to the conclusion that somebody did something to this child, well, then you automatically just dropped any hope that you had of her being found safely. If you're already perpetuating the narrative that this child was harmed by a loved one or anyone else, you have given up hope. I noticed that too, Katie, too. I noticed that too. As a Tennessee person, I can say people like MGL don't have a clue about the way we live. Just saying. That's that's very true. It may not be the way that you raise your kids. Oh, God. Sorry about the dog. Jesus, dude. That's Coda. Coda is she has this very loud, high-pitched bark. It's like nails on a chalkboard. Yeah, I mean, they live in the middle of nowhere. Where do you start looking? Well, you start looking at home for sure. Absolutely. You start looking at home. Nobody's saying that they've just confirmed. They confirmed today and yesterday that they are looking at every possibility. That sheriff confirmed. That it is not irrelevant that the father has a criminal history. It's not irrelevant. They're looking at everything. Let them do their jobs. It's so irresponsible when you have thousands of people watching your channel. Then what you're doing is, and you have thousands of people watching your channel, and what you're doing is you're creating you're perpetuating some sort of narrative that somebody in the family is bad and dirty. Well, then how many of those thousands of people think in their minds that they're being helpful by calling in their little speculations and acting like they're some sort of armchair detective, right? And that's not a reference to the YouTube creator that handles the Watts case. I've never even listened to that dude. I swear, I've never even clicked on that dude's channel, not once. I just hear about him all the time. And he just took the name armchair detective. Armchair detective is a very common term used to describe people who are not trained law enforcement detectives in any way, shape, or form and sit there trying to sleuth and put pieces together. Yeah, like, you don't think that they already know this stuff? For every time that you call in trying to talk about, oh, well, I think it was the dad, or I think it was the uncle, or I think it was the mom. Every time you call one of these legitimate law enforcement agencies with one of your ridiculous, untrained theories, every time you do that, you could be tying up the phone line from somebody who actually has helpful information that could locate this child. Oh, I know, Julie Witcherman. I've heard enough. Anybody, you know how I feel about that. Anybody who's using whose entire content is revolving around the Watts case 3 years later after it's been closed, and especially after the root checks went on Mommy Rambling's blog, when the root checks went on that channel and said justice has been served. There's nothing left to investigate. If there was anybody else involved 3 years later, if there was anybody else involved, they'd be in jail right now. And you have legitimate true crime channels, dude. Legitimate true crime channels. Like Annie's channel, 10 to Life. Like It's a Crime. Like Stephanie Harlow. What do you think that does? These channels actually are helpful in spreading information. They're helpful. And when you have channels like that are just spreading misinformation and focusing on the wrong things and inadvertently interfering with an ongoing investigation that is dedicated to locating a 5-year-old little girl who's missing, then what you're doing is you're giving all YouTubers a bad name. You're getting in the way of these legitimate true crime channels to build some sort of positive reputation in spreading positive information, helpful information, getting people talking, making people aware. You're getting in the way of the mainstream media putting more emphasis on these cases. You're interfering with that. Yeah, let's watch those. Let's be careful with our comments in chat, guys. person who was just timed out right now is an active supporter of this channel. But I do trust my mods, and I just saw the comment as to why they were timed out, and I support my moderators and their decisions, and that merited being timed out. So truth is, I don't care how long you've been listening to this channel, and I don't care how many times you've given me super chats or PayPals and what kind of support you've given me. That does not earn you or purchase you the right to make really, really kind of disgusting statements. So just watch that, please. And again, man, I'm not telling nobody not to watch Marissa. It's not what I'm saying. You know, I'm not telling anybody not to watch her. I'm saying, you know, like, understand that what she's doing, and I'm sorry, it is the way it is. She's jumped on this thing because everybody's talking about it now. She wanted to be one of the first because none of the major true crime channels have covered this just yet. I'm sure they will. I'm sure some will. But she jumped on an opportunity, saw that there's a lot of buzz about it, and then she went live about it, and she has just a bunch of non-experts talking like they're experts, and then talking like they're empathetic and saying, oh, you know, well, the person on panel addressed me directly because of my comment. Because I said, you don't know the circumstances of which this child's head was shaved. You don't know anything about this family. And spreading rumors isn't helpful. And then they're like, well, Glarer, there's at least 700 people in here that really care about finding this girl. If you cared about finding this girl, you'd let law enforcement do their job and quit obstructing their investigation, because you are obstructing their investigation when you get all these people, you know, thinking that they're, you know, some sort of true crime sleuths, and they're going to start calling these tip lines with crazy, ridiculous theories that are not helpful. Nobody's asking you to solve a crime here, because you don't even know if a crime even took place. But you can use your channel responsibly and help spread positive information, helpful information. Helpful information. Such as how you can help the professionals that are out there searching for this little girl. Rockabilly, that's whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, lawsuits, that has got nothing to do with me. You know what I mean? And I mean, again, you know, if that's what takes place, then that's what takes place. If there's grounds for a lawsuit, then there's grounds for a lawsuit. You know, you play with fire, you get burned. It's just that simple. But I'm not here trying to encourage people to sue somebody or anything like that. I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, but I do agree with what you're saying. I mean, what if you're wrong? How reliable is your information that you're up here spreading? And how helpful is it to the investigation? Yeah, woman of Sparta. Yeah, that's the area is absolutely dangerous. Yeah, I mean, it's the mountains, man. Like, you know how bad it is right now? You know what law enforcement is already dealing with? There's no cell phone service out there. That sheriff was up there on that press conference yesterday, straight up saying, we don't have cell phone service. Cell phone service is out, and we're struggling with radio service. That's how far in the boonies they are. Oh no, hold on. Let me address this bullshit right here. I just got here. Okay, right there. Think about your statement there. I just got here. So if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, shut up. Sounded like he was complaining about discussing true crime when he's been discussing true crime. Yeah, I'm discussing true crime. I'm discussing true crime because I'm trying to spread information that could be helpful. Not trying to crucify family members that probably missed this child and are worried about this child more than any of you or me. Sound like he's talking to people talking about true crime when he's talking about true crime. I'm not a drama channel. And you could hear the stupidity in that statement at the beginning of it. I just got here. If you just got here and you don't know what the hell we're talking about, shut the fuck up. Shut your mouth. Yeah, dude. Like you don't think professionals are already looking into this stuff? I mean, think about it, dude. Why not try to emulate what law enforcement's doing? Emulate their example. You didn't see these people. They're getting 2 press conferences in 2 days. That almost never happens. 2 press conferences in 2 days. At either one, did you hear them go, guys, what we need you to do is get on Facebook, start digging into the family's personal Facebooks and start finding what you can and then spreading it all over the internet. We need your help to do that because that's going to be helpful to helping this child. No, they said the opposite. They said, don't listen to people on the internet. I'd like to see the day where they say, don't listen to these people on the internet, but these people, you know, they're trying to do something good. I don't think that's ever going to happen. That's a pipe dream, but it would be nice. It would be nice if we weren't all just lumped up into these bunch of idiots who just want to throw out blind speculation. Agreed. Loveland. Absolutely agreed. I gotta know because, dude, I planned off the subject real quick. I planned on going live from my alt channel because I had a copyright strike and I was not able to go live from this channel. And I am live on this channel right now, and I don't know what the circumstances of that are as to now. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to look real quick, see if the strike has been lifted. I mean, yeah, it's still active. The strike is still active. It says so here. It says it expires September 6th. Now I wonder, let me see if that live was taken down, the one that was stricken. Yeah, I mean, it's still gone. I think. When did I get struck? What day did I get struck? See the dashboard real quick. It's not showing me. Yeah. I mean, it says that it was taken down, but my live streams from that date are still up. But I mean, that's weird, dude. That is super weird. No, yeah, that one is still taken down. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so well, I mean, it has been a week, that girl, so that makes sense. But the strike, I guess, is just still there until September. So, but I couldn't go live for like ever. When CK struck me, I couldn't go live forever. Canine Rescue says, if everyone spent as much time worrying about their own lives instead of judging and hating and meddling in others, think how much good we could do. I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. Like, we can talk about these cases and still, I mean, I'm sorry, dude. I mean, if you're that uninteresting to where you can't just take what mainstream media has put out there as far as information goes, and you can't just make that work for your content, you can't add your own commentary to that and your own opinions based on what we already know and what law enforcement wants us to know right now in order to serve justice. I mean, right. Dude, I'm just booting people, dude. I don't care. Like, I'm booting people. Yo, you know what? I told myself I wasn't going to do this no more, but I see I got a lot of opinionated people in here, and that kind of stupidity. Love is Inc. Who the hell am I with 150 viewers to dictate to others how to cover true crime cases? So the fact that I have 150 viewers in here somehow makes me less credible. Is that what you're saying? I'd love for you to come up and explain that. I would love that. I'd love anybody who has a problem with what I'm saying to come up here and explain themselves. You get to talk to me directly. Yeah, I mean, if you think that something that I'm saying here, if I'm being hypocritical in any way, you now have the means to address me directly and call me a hypocrite. I'm providing you with the platform to do that. Yeah, no, see, EcoSpice, see, they don't know anything about that. They don't know anything about quality over quantity. You know what I mean? They don't know anything about that. I mean, the concept is just plain foreign to them that I actually vet my subscribers. I want a certain type of subscriber. I don't care about numbers, man. I don't. No, yeah, nobody's going to come up here. Nobody's going to come up here because they know I'm right. They know I'm right. Tattoos, Lulas, I completely agree with you. I don't listen to everything on YouTube, but getting the word out about missing persons is important. Judging families wavers from the point. Exactly. Child is still missing. We don't have any information on where she is, what happened to her, anything. Welcome, Ancestor. And I like Gray Hughes. I do. Gray Hughes hates my guts, man, but I like Gray Hughes, man. I mean, honestly, there's probably not a more thorough true crime investigator on on YouTube. I don't want to call him an investigator, but a true crime creator. There's probably not a more thorough one. The case that sticks out in my mind, the way he covered it, was the Jodi Arias case. That was, I was overwhelmed with feeling impressed by what he did. Yeah, he is brilliant. I will give him that. But he paneled up with me. I was on a drama channel. I actually just quit messing with drama channels after that. But he got on a panel with me while I was on a drama channel, and I had quite a bit of oak leaf in my system at the time. And and I was just so rude to him. And I was so naive. Like, it was coming from a place of, I mean, I had just started on YouTube. Like, I had literally just started, and I was so naive at the time. And I was just very, very dismissive of him and very disrespectful. And then I apologized to him, and then he told me to shove my apology up my ass. And then I just told him to go fuck himself after that. And we just never bothered to even talk about each other again after that. See, I'm popular in Grace chat. The people in mods almost make me most welcome. Well, good, man. I'm glad. I'm glad, and I'm happy to have you part of my mod team, Steve Maidman. Yeah, there's that, you know. I mean, it might happen, you know, but that might happen, crime story. But I mean, I might yell at you too. You know what I mean? Yeah. See, and that's what I respect out of true crime creators. That wild speculation, I just don't have any patience for, man. Like, people don't realize, man, these are real people, dude. You know, she's up there spreading all this information on people right now, and these are real people. They're not characters in a Lifetime movie, man. These are real people, absolutely, totally affected by this. And although we don't know the extent of what kind of tragedy this is, just this child missing is a tragedy in and of itself. It just is. And sometimes, man, yeah, and these real people, man, that's the thing is, and is that what it takes for these real people to bite back? Because look what happened to CK. Slapped with a $10 million lawsuit, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, these real people, they show you how real they are from time to time. Yeah, I get a little, you know, Stasia Hart. I get a little I get a little loud. I get a little heated sometimes. I do. But that's because I care about these things, man. I care about these families. I care about, you know, how we look at these things. And when I first started on YouTube, man, I followed the example of other YouTubers without really paying attention to what they were doing. And I behaved irresponsibly when I first started. Not when I first started my YouTube channel, but the way that I behaved in Facebook groups was super irresponsible. to the point to where I try not to even engage in Facebook groups if I can. Sometimes I do. Like I asked to join a Summer Wells Facebook group because she's missing. But now that I'm seeing, now I wasn't accepted, but now that I'm seeing what goes on in that Facebook group, I don't want any part of it. I don't want any part of it. I mean, it's a cesspool, man. Now I know what CK feels like, man. I dropped the link in chat. You got haters coming in here, running their mouths, not knowing what the hell they're talking about, and I give them an opportunity to come up and address me directly, but no. So there goes any credibility any of your comments had in my chat. Very simple. If I give you the opportunity to address me directly and you decline on that opportunity, well, then your comments in chat mean dick. Hey, you ain't got no reason to be scared of me, man. You ain't got no reason to be scared of me. All I'm saying is, if you're gonna be loud in my chat and be critical, well, by all means, come on up and criticize. Criticize away. Right. Agreed. Yeah. They'll go to their little safe place where they get to judge people unfairly. You know? That's what they do. They'll go to their little safe place where they're welcome on panel to just judge people that they don't even know. See, Katie, too, and I wasn't even going to talk about this, but I'll talk about it. Because it kind of pertains to the subject. I don't think CK's on her way out at all. As a matter of fact, you know, if you look at what she's been doing lately, she's been doing exactly what everyone complained that she wasn't doing. She's actually catering to her haters now. She's saying, all right, you know what I'm going to do from now on? I'm going to keep my lives, give or take an hour long. And I'm not going to open the panel up for everybody to get up there. I'm going to conduct myself more professionally. I'm going to cover facts. I mean, and you can't deny that that's lately what she's been doing. I mean, it's true. You cannot deny that. I still don't want nothing to do with her. But I'm not gonna come up here and bash her unfairly. You know what I mean? Just not gonna do that. You know, you got the whole community talking about her $10 million lawsuit, but I'm not gonna kick that woman while she's down. You know what I mean? I don't need to do that. The only thing that I have to say about that is my opinion on that simply is, I mean, you poke a bear, man, you're going to get attacked. And you don't get to call yourself a victim of a bear attack. You just don't. You don't get to do that. And it is what it is. She's got to deal with this lawsuit now. Her actions put her where she's at. But what I see happening is her going, you know what? I'm seeing somebody, whether she's too proud to admit it or not. That's not the question. I don't give a shit about her pride. I don't care if she's admits that she did something wrong or doesn't admit that she did something wrong. My man Mexi's in the house. Yo, if you guys aren't subscribed to Mexi, subscribe to Mexi. It's my boy right there. I hope he's recovering from that ass kicking he got the other night from some demon. That shit happened. I watched it. It was crazy. If you guys are into the paranormal investigations of true crime, follow Mexi. Absolutely. But I don't, You know what I'm saying? I don't care if she comes up there and apologizes to somebody or retracts anything that she said. I don't care about any of that. Her actions are dictate that she's already doing that. Her actions dictate that she's retracting these things. By conducting her channel a certain way, that's what I care about. I don't care about words. I care about action. So I'm not gonna overlook that. Oh, Veronica Sawyer, I love you too. Thank you. Yeah, man. Actions are what matter, dude. Actions are what matter. I don't care about words. I mean, how many times you heard somebody come up and give some empty apology for something, and then they continue to do the same thing over and over again? I'd rather somebody not apologize for anything and then just change their actions for the better. I'll take that any day. I'll take the latter over that any day. Look, and Mexi's always like Mexi's always takes the time to like write everybody's name. I never do that. I probably come off like a total snob when I'm in other people's chats. Because I go to Mexi's chat, everybody's like, hey Glare, hey Glare, hey Glare, and, or hey Will. And like Mexi will like take notes, everybody saying hi to him, and then he'll like write it out, type it out. Mexi's a much more stand-up dude than I'll ever be. Yeah, man. Yeah. Perfectly imperfect. Couldn't have said it better. Couldn't have said it better. I'm not saying she has changed. I'm saying her channel has changed. But I don't give a shit about what she's doing as a person. As long as it doesn't affect the community, I don't care. That's her personal thing, man. I don't care. I don't care what kind of mom she is. I don't care what kind of wife she is. I don't care about none of that. I don't care what kind of friend she is, because I'm not friends with her no more. It's not my problem. It ceased to becoming my problem when I stopped being her friend. You know what I'm saying? That's I don't care about anybody's personal stuff, dude. That's not true. I don't know. Krumel, I kind of see where Crime Story is coming from, dude. It's a little it's a little jarring. That look in your eyes there you got going on in your in your avatar. It's a little jarring. I'm actually just gonna sit up here for a while and hang out with you guys, man, because I mean I'm just glad that I'm able to go live on my original channel. I'm just reveling in that right now. I'm really happy about that. And all my favorite people are here. Dude, all my favorite people are up in here, dude. Look, my homegirl Antimony Lane is in here. Antimony Lane did some amazing work on the Bianca Devins case. Controversial, but amazing. And when I say controversial, does not mean that I have opinions against her. That means that it is beyond it's definitely controversial. It means that there there's different perspectives of how you're going to look at how she handled that. But I think it took a lot of guts, and I think that she stood by her convictions the entire time without being intimidated by any of her haters, and she absolutely has my respect. Yeah, Jelly Bean. It's just because, like, I mean, like, you want to know what it is? You want to know the real reason? I'm lazy. I'm lazy. That's all. Look. Look. Yo, I can't stay, but I just got your text. Congrats on getting your channel back. Okay, got to go back to work. Bye, fam. All right. Bye, BX. I'm just kidding. Because she said fam. She said fam. Get it? Get it? Get it? That, of course, is Annie from 10 to Life. Very good friend. Why can't you go live on your own channel, Antimony? What happened? I don't know what happened. Did you get stricken? Did you get struck? Stricken? Yeah, I know. Tara Boom. Isn't that crazy? Right? Good stuff. Good stuff. Oh. Wow. Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, I love you, but I mean, that should be expected. That should be expected. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's what it is that they got trolls. They got an army of trolls attacking you in your chat. Dude, are you, I mean, have you reached, how many subs do you have, dude? Let me see. If you reached 1,000 subs, because I know you reached enough watch time on that channel. So I don't know if you've reached 1,000 subs, man. Like, do members only streams where only members. Set up your memberships on your channel, Antimony. Set up your memberships and then do members only streams, man. Keep the trolls out. I mean, I know that you're probably feeling like, well, I don't want to come off like that because it comes off like I'm just, like I'm just doing it for money and blah, blah, blah. No, what you're doing is you're limiting your chat to people who are going to be just simply there to support and ask valid questions. People who actually get something out of your channel. Look at it that way. No. Screw all that. Yeah, screw all that. Because your supporters know that that's not true, Antimony. Your supporters know that is just not true. I know that it's not true. Yeah, you're well over 1,000 already, man. I think you should do that. That's my advice to you, because I think what you're doing is important. You're offering a different perspective on that case. And guys, is it type 1 if you're familiar with the Bianca Devins case? Type 1 if you've been following it. And the kid who killed her, what was his name again? What's the name of the kid who killed her? Brandon Clark. Thank you. Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, it was a very high profile case. I won't go into the details of that case right now here, but Brandon Clark did something absolutely horrible. He killed Bianca Devins in a horrible, horrible way. There's no denying that. Antimony doesn't deny that. But Antimony is in direct correspondence with Brandon Clark from prison. So, and I think that that's extremely valuable. Jelly Bean, welcome. I think that that's extremely valuable to covering that case. I mean, what if somebody was in direct correspondence with Chris Watts? Wouldn't you want to hear from them? You know, what if somebody was in direct correspondence with Joe Ray Daniels? Wouldn't you want to hear from them? Give you a better understanding of what's going on in that head, in the noggin? Maybe not. Maybe some of you wouldn't, you know? But see, that's the thing is I think that speaks volumes of somebody. Now you have the right to feel that way, but at the same time, it also tells me that you're only interested in understanding what the narrative about that person and what's being said about them and their actions only, what put them in that position. You're only interested in that side of things. You're not interested in actually understanding why something like this took place, because there's no better way of understanding. There's no better person. Now, of course, supporting victims. Yeah, of course you want to support victims, but what's wrong? How are you not supporting a victim? Here's what I say. How are you not supporting victims when you're just trying to get a better understanding of the mind of the perpetrator? You have direct access to it. You see what I'm saying? Is Steve, my man Steve is saying, just seen a photo of Brandon Clark and he looks like an instant monster, right? And then when Antimony writes letters back and forth with him in prison, while he's in prison, well, all of a sudden she is taking the side of a monster. She's taking the side of a monster. She's victim blaming. She's all, you know, I mean, and that's what's wrong with just trying to get, what's wrong with just trying to get a better understanding of what's going on in the mind of somebody who would do something so terrible? That's all I'm saying. I don't see, you know, like after the fact. Now, during an open, ongoing investigation, that's just irresponsible. That's just plain irresponsible, you know, because you could very well be obstructing an investigation that could lead to getting that victim justice and the family's justice. Absolutely. But after the fact, what's wrong with trying to get a better understanding of someone who would do something as terrible as what he did? I just don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, and it makes, and it's just, you know, how is that not credible content for a YouTuber? And I vouch for Antimony, man. I consider her a friend of mine. I vouch for her in the sense that I don't think that she's malicious. I don't think she's malicious in her actions at all. I don't think she's capable of being malicious, if I'm being totally honest. So, and I mean, I guess if antimony, if you can't go live, I mean, what you're doing is important. I'm of the opinion, just get down to it, start learning to edit. Start shooting videos, learn how to edit, and put videos up there if you can't do live streams. Do premieres and just control your chat. That's all I can tell you to do. That's my advice. Yeah, man. Yeah, there's no control, in chats like what Molly Golightly's doing right now. There's no control over that stuff. They could slip up in letters or interviews and say the location of victims, and their families and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's the concept of redacting anything it's not even a thing for these types of channels. The concept of redacting isn't even a thing. Me too, Amber Maiden. I love my chat. I am so glad to have all of my original subscribers in one chat right now. It's pretty awesome because I didn't think I was going to be able to go live till September on this channel. I was really busy building the other channel up. I have no need for the other channel, honestly. Maybe I'll change the name of it and do something else with it, but if that's the case, then of course on this channel I'll have my mods post the link and keep you guys filled in on whatever I'm doing with it. We'll see. Hey, Sandy Smith. Oh no, antimony, it doesn't matter. Like, it's just this. It's just this channel got struck or stricken, however you want to say it. So I wasn't able to do live streams from this channel. So I started another one, and I already got it almost to 1,000 subscribers in just a few days. So I don't even think it's been a week. Maybe it has. I don't know. But I'm live now here, so we're good. That's all I really care about right now. I think I just got the strike 1, and then it expires in September. Yeah, I mean, if you want to check out the videos that I've done on those other channels, the one where I talked about the guilty verdict, share that one, Cherry K. The Joe Ray Daniels found guilty video. That's probably my favorite one that I did on that channel because I had a lot of fun on that one. We were celebrating the fact that this dude was found guilty, and we just had some fun on it. So, and it's not too long, but yeah, I'm not going to be, I'm not going to be live streaming from that channel, unless I come up with some other reason for the other one. And DCP Heather, any one of these people that have DCP in their name, always welcome in my chat. They're mods for Dad Challenge podcast, and Josh is my homie. And so yeah, they're always welcome here, more than welcome here. I mean, yeah, you can build up the other channel if you want. I mean, sure. I mean, why not? Get it up to 1,000 subs. That'd be great. Get that other channel up to 1,000 subs. I'll monetize the videos that I got on there. Sure. I mean, but I'm not that worried about it, if I'm being totally honest. Oh, yeah, Crime Story. Yeah, that was fun stuff, wasn't it? I mean, there's two sides to that. I talked about that. There's two sides to that, man, because like it made for an entertaining trial, for sure. You know what I mean? It made for entertaining content for my channel, sure. But the other side of that coin is that that's the legacy left of this boy's memory. That stuff is tattooed on this boy's memory. Anything that you think about when it comes to Joe Clyde Daniels, this little 5-year-old boy who is autistic, nonverbal, had no way of protecting himself. Now all this madness and disgusting behavior that was taking place with his parents is tattooed on his memory now. You're not going to be able to think of this boy without thinking of that crap. That's what bothers me. That makes me mad, you know, but they definitely deserve to get made fun of for it. I mean, dude, with their greasy, bloody acne threesomes. It's nasty, dude. Disgusting. Gross. I mean, it was gross, dude. I couldn't. And I finally saw, because I missed it, but I finally saw the horse thing. There was that one witness, and the defense comes up there and starts asking her about a horse porn site, right? Like, that was gross, dude. Like, I mean, but the thing is like, the judge was not having that. The judge, that was the first time I saw the judge actually get pissed, like really pissed, like express it. You know, you could see him annoyed. Like, there's times where he's just rubbing his face, just frustrated, you know, in frustration as to what this defense attorney was saying and doing. And he handled it with grace every time. And so, but as soon as this guy goes, do you have any subscriptions to any pornographic websites? And the judge is like, dude, what does that have to do with anything? What does it have to do with anything, dude? What are you talking about? I mean, it doesn't. That was just some witness, dude. Like, why are you putting her business out there that she likes to watch Bestiality? Now, I think it's gross, and I think people who support Bestiality, they should be held just as accountable as anybody who support child pornography, because animals are just as defenseless. They don't need to be exploited in that way at all. I think it's disgusting. It's just as immoral, in my opinion. So yeah, they should be held accountable. Bestiality is disgusting. Yeah, like, that animal, man, didn't ask for it. Animal doesn't want to be with you on that level. Stop it. Leave him alone. So yeah, I mean, she should be. Anybody who's looking at that stuff on the internet should probably do a little time. What the hell is going on here? Yeah, take that shit somewhere else, Shell MC. It's not welcome here. That's different. That's different, but it's still messed up. I don't even think those animals should be in captivity. Now the thing is I'm on the fence about now to breed them. I think that's messed up. You know what I mean? Now to breed them, I guess to make sure that they don't become extinct, that's a different story. In order to save the species, that's a different story. There's different circumstances. But I'm on the fence about zoos. You know, anything like, I mean, I'm on the fence about that. You know, I think it's important to educate people on different species of animals that may not be available to see in the wild in our region, in our location on this planet. So I mean, I'm not right. Yeah, Caleb, I'm with you, man. To prevent extinction, but not for ticket sales. I agree with you. But for educational purposes, you know, I'm on the fence about zoos when it comes to that stuff. If the purpose is to educate people on you know, on these animals and what their habitats are and things of that nature, I think it's probably beneficial as long as they're being treated properly, as long as they're being fed properly. I mean, they should be spoiled is what it should be, if that's the case. But I don't think I think anybody who buys a ticket to a circus where animals are doing tricks, your ass should be whooped. Taking your kids to the zoo. I mean, the thing is, back in like the 1800s, you know what I'm saying? Like P.T. Barnum first started the zoo. You know what I mean? I kind of understand it. We didn't have the understanding or the care for animals that we have now. We didn't have the respect for animals that we have now. And they didn't have TV back then. They didn't have movies back then. You know what I'm saying? So it made sense that this would be a very entertaining thing for kids, is a circus. But there's no way you're not training these animals to do tricks and do what they do at the circus without mistreating them. There's just no way. It can't be done. I think any circus today should be gone. The circus should not even exist as far as I'm concerned today. Yeah, dude, going to the circus is fun, Nicole H says, but going to the circus, what you're doing is you're supporting them mistreating these animals just so you could be entertained. You're not going to teach a lion to do what a lion does without drugging the hell out of that lion and without beating that lion and mistreating that lion. You're just not going to do that. There's no way. It can't be done. You can't domesticate these animals. These animals can't be domesticated. So you have to break them. You have to break these animals. Dude, I've talked about this on this channel before, man. Dude, remember those old shows, man? Remember those shows in the 90s? Like When Animals Attack? Dude, they made it seem like it was the scariest thing in the world. Dude, I would laugh like a maniac when I would see elephants tearing down circus tents, going nuts and losing it. I loved it. I loved it. I would be cheering for that elephant. I would be cheering for him. Like, see what you get? Dude, when that tiger attacked Siegfried or Roy, whichever one, I think it was Roy. When that tiger attacked, I was like, see? Look at you now. Look at you. I was like, look at you now. That's what you get. That's what you get. There's no way. There's no way that they are teaching these animals tricks without having to break them physically. It's just not possible. These animals are survivors by instinct, predators by instinct. Yeah, Gacy, that's an animal himself, man. That's an animal himself. I mean, the original movie Dumbo went over that, man. You know how old that movie is? The original Dumbo went over how those animals are mistreated at the circus. Like, it's in the main story. I agree. Is Mexi still in here? Giaco. That's how you say her name, Mexi. I got you, homie. I got you. I mean, but you're a kid. Kids don't know. Kids don't understand. They don't see what goes on behind the scenes. It's just that when we grow up and we develop common sense, then we put two and two together and realize that this is what has to go on at the circus. You know what I mean? You don't even have to be exposed to it. You just have to like understand and have just a general understanding of these animals. And, you know, like, what do you think? It's magic? I think it's magic that you know, some dude with a top hat is all of a sudden the lion whisperer. No, man. No. Yeah, see, I don't think that's scary at all. Seeing a trainer walk off the stage with a lion and whatever's going on backstage, that's scary to me. The elephant, if the elephant charges the trainer, good. Bet you anything that trainer had it coming. Bet you anything that trainer had that coming. Right, Katie K. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, it's not magic, man. Dude's not the animal whisperer. He's the animal beater to submission. Yo, I don't like clowns either, man. I don't like clowns. Sasha Hart says, I was in Walmart. When I was about 16, I turned a corner and a Walmart freaking clown walked into me and I punched him. That's what I'm saying. That's probably would have been my reaction too. It just would have been a reaction. I don't like clowns, man. Now, like the scary clowns, the ones that are meant to be scary, like that doesn't scare me. It's the ones that are at parties, you know, making balloon animals and such. That's, to me, those are the ones. Those are the ones. Well, Nicole H, nobody said you got to fuck a clown, man. I'm just kidding. I totally know what you meant by that. Tarts dated a few clowns. Okay. That's a weird fetish, but all right, man. I mean, you know, hey, you know me, man. Hey, no kink shaming here. We don't do that here. Whatever you're into, you're into. As long as everybody's consenting, it's good. All right. It's all good. You know I love you, Nicole H. Yeah, the poltergeist clown, man. That's my point, dude. It's scary when they're coming off like they don't have some sort of agenda when I feel like they do. All with their painted on smile. You know what I'm saying? I see right through you. I see right through you. But you got, I mean, dude, you got like when you got like a clown like it, I'm like, at least he has the guts to be real, dude. At least he's not trying to put on a front. That's a true colors of a clown is the it clown, Pennywise. That's the true nature that that at least Pennywise had the guts to be real. Had the guts to be real. Oye, cálmate, okay? Sooner girl. Tranquilízate. Carajo. Yeah, man. I see right, dude. I see a clown sitting there making balloon animals, hanging around kids. I see you, man. You're trying to act like you're not waiting in a sewer to pull that little child down. Eat them. That's it's sick, disgusting animals. Not even an animal. Clowns, man. I don't like clowns at all, dude. I don't like them at all. I see right through you. I know you know what's up, man. I know you know what's up. At least Pennywise was honest, dude. That's all I'm saying. I mean, dude, Gacy is a perfect example. He's a perfect example. Gacy was a party clown going around making balloon animals for kids, doing handcuff tricks. Next thing you know, you end up in his crawl space. Have we learned nothing from John Wayne Gacy, people, when it comes to clowns? Have we learned nothing from John Wayne Gacy? Please. And there's this band. There's actually this band called Acid Bath. And I actually like them a lot. They're a really good band. But I hate that they use one of John Wayne Gacy's self-portraits as an album cover. I feel like that glorifies serial killers in some way, shape, or form, and I'm just not with that, man. I don't think that that's cool at all. You know, serial killers are so cool. No, they're not, man. No, they're not. They're life ruiners. They're murderers and ruiners of life. It equals my older brothers made me watch this movie. I guess you forgot to write watch. Made me watch this movie with the lights off and curtains open. They're dickheads. That sounds like what my brother and my cousin would do. Totally. My older brother and my older cousin. Absolutely. They did that, dude. You know, when I was a little kid, I had this this fear of, I mean, things would scare me, you know? I was scared of everything. I was scared of movie trailers for scary movies. Yet I was, and my son was the same way when he was little. It was really funny. It's like he totally picked that up from me, where like I was so curious about scary movies and I wanted to see scary movies so bad. But when I watched them, I'd be totally scared of them. And not your typical scary movie either. Like, it was weird. I remember there was this one movie that scared the hell out of me. I think it was called Magic. It had like Anthony Hopkins in it, and he had like this. He was a ventriloquist, and he had a ventriloquist dummy that came to life and would kill people, like the original Chucky, basically. This was like back in like the 80s, the early 80s. I wonder if I could. Let me find if. I wonder if I can find a trailer for that. Because I love YouTube because it has everything. Hold on. Boom. Hold on. I think I got it. Oh, I got it. Oh, are you guys ready for this? This shit scared the hell out of me, dude. 1978. Hold on. And this would come on. Dude, are you guys ready, bro? You guys are going to see what I'm talking about. It's not a clinical age. It's like, don't show clouds. Hold on. I appreciate you guys being here, man, because I'm in a much better mood now. Molly Golightly pissed me off earlier, but I'm in a better mood now. Look at how old this is. Look.
When your heart begins to pound, when your mind begins to go, keep telling yourself, it's only a movie.
You do magic too? Corky does magic. I only do tricks.
There's never been a magician like him. How long you been like this, kid?
You never really told why you were here.
Is that Anne Margaret?
Was in bad shape in New York.
You want success, but you're afraid of it.
I figured I'd stop by here and ask you folks about you.
Not afraid.
Where were you living? What city? How many kids?
I'm not afraid.
Never expected to find you. I've loved you all my damn life.
I won't be here! I was afraid of success, like you said. I needed to get my head on straight. And now you're fine?
Sure, on account of Peg. I've known her.
Oh, he's just a nut.
I never figured I'd have a chance, but
Peg hands, no, please. Let me follow. Wherever you go.
it's you and me take off.
I love Peg.
Just the two of us.
Now everything's changed. She believes me.
A man appears after 15 years. Says run away with me.
Not good. Oh, please don't kill her. No, I can't do it. I won't do it. You can't make me.
Wow. Okay, so I guess it's kind of Son of Samish, except it's a ventriloquist dummy that's telling him to kill people. Is that what's going on?
Magic, a terrifying love story. Joseph E. Levine presents Magic, starring Anthony Hopkins.
Wow.
And Margaret, Burgess Meredith, Ed Lauter.
And is that dude's voice, man?
20th Century Fox.
There's a documentary about that dude doing that voiceover. In a World. That's what it's called, In a World. Because he would always say that, like, in a world where magic takes over and terror takes over your mind. Dude, I was so scared of that movie trailer when it came on TV. I was so afraid of it. I was so afraid. It scared the hell out of me. And like, there was my mom had a lot of books. Actually, it was my aunt. My aunt had a bunch of books, and my cousin read a lot of books too. And at a very young age, my cousin read a lot of novels, like weird, like that he would read like bestseller novels and everything. And my cousin and my brother are about 2.5 years older than me, right? And I was so scared of like I don't know what I thought. I thought that like there was this cover of this book, okay? All right? There was this novel. And the cover of the novel was one of those things where like it was like a 2-part cover where like if you opened it, there was like a hole in the front cover that made you think there was one thing going on, and then when you open that front flap, you see like this picture behind it. And so like there was this picture, like a family portrait, right? There was this like family portrait on the cover of this book. I don't even remember what it was called. And then when you open the front flap, one of the family members in the family portrait was like dead with like a noose around her neck. And I was just like, oh my God. Like, and I couldn't, if that book was like, it was a weird OCD thing. If that book was like on the bookshelf next to, and it was showing and it was next to the bed, I'd have to like jump over the bed because I'd think that whatever's in that book is going to grab my ankles when I'm getting into the bed. Right. That's what I would think when I was a little kid. And right, Flowers in the Attic had that too, Antimony Lane. It did. I remember that. But it wasn't Flowers in the Attic. And so they simply observed me be afraid of this book, right? There was no way I saw this coming. And then it was one day, and I'd always look for the book to see if it was on the bookshelf. Like I'd always watch like me and this book had this weird, you know, like I'm watching you, book. You're not gonna get me, book. That was my weird little and so one day I go by that bookshelf and it's not there. And I was like, what the fuck? Where did it go? What happened? What's it doing? You know? And then my cousin and my brother were hiding behind the other door, the other side of the door when I was walking out of the room, and they jumped right in front of me and stuck the book in my face and went, ah! Right? And that was the closest thing to a heart attack I ever had. And I was like 6. Like this was how my brother and my cousin terrorized me throughout my entire childhood. They were, yeah. And you know, I deserved it too, because I was a shithead. but yeah, it was so wrong of them to do that, man. Like it was so simple yet so well executed. Like it's like they totally observed me have this personal fear of this book that I would never express. I would never express it verbally. I was just afraid to even mention it. And somehow they just knew this about me. And they, yeah. Dude, what is wrong with your parents, dude? Like taking you to see The Shining when you were 8. There were, all right, listen, movies that I actually watched when I was a kid that genuinely scared the hell out of me. Now I think The Shining is just a brilliant movie. I don't find it scary at all. I don't find any scary movies scary. No movies scare me anymore. But I don't even like horror movies because they're just bad. Old horror movies that were just bad, they're fun to watch now. You know what I mean? But I mean, The Shining is Kubrick. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. Hell Night, I vaguely remember that. But so I watched The Shining when I was, it's funny, I watched The Shining when I was 10 for the first time, and it was just on TV. And I was freaked out. Now, before that, I saw Carrie. Ironically, they're both Stephen King based movies. I saw Carrie when I was like 8, and that gave me nightmares for like a week. I was afraid to go to sleep. It scared the living hell out of me. Just like After that, Sissy Spacek scared me. I couldn't watch a movie with Sissy Spacek in it. It scared me that bad. Yeah, Jaws made me afraid of the water for sure. All I needed to do was, watch the preview with, the preview would come on TV and dun dun. You know what I mean? And then I was like, dude, I'm not getting in no pool. Crazy. Damn sure not getting in no natural body of water. You're out of your mind. I don't care if it's a lake. You didn't understand the concept of fresh water or anything like that. I was just like, dude, there's a shark in there, and I'm not getting in there. No. Dude, Carrie was scary as hell, man. Like, the scene where she had pig blood all over her and her eyes were all big, and then the scene where and I remember watching that and then wondering, and I was a big John Travolta fan too. Like, I idolized John Travolta. So when I saw that and I saw him get killed, that was traumatizing. I was like, John Travolta just got killed? How you kill John Travolta? Right? That scared the hell out of me. And then at the very end, when she reaches her hand out of the grave, right, and grabs the girl putting the flowers on the grave, dude, man, I jumped. It was so traumatizing. Yeah, man. Yeah, and Timothy, that's what made Caleb scared to go to high school. They're all gonna laugh at you. They're all gonna laugh at you. Dude, you still don't go near the water? I mean, at some point you just got to grow up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I actually tried surfing. I never got good at it. But there was a little while where I would go with my buddy when I worked at the tattoo shop in Miami. One of the artists, he was a good friend of mine, and he would take me with him surfing. And it's really hard to find good surf in Florida. Like, it's almost impossible. We would have to drive up from Miami to like Sebastian Beach. And it was only in a very short window of time in the year that there would be waves. And I remember we went up there and I'm like, dude, that's a fucking shark. I'm sitting there. I'm sitting on the board with my feet in the water. I'm just sitting on the board and my feet are in the water. And I'm like, dude, that's a fucking shark, dude. And my man Roger's like, yeah, there's a bunch of them, man. Like, you don't see? Like, there's a bunch of them. He's like, they're not going to mess with you. Just, don't bleed. And I was like, dude, how are you so calm right now? He's like, dude, it's just part of, that's part of surfing. It just is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, you're in their territory. This is where they live. It's something you're just going to have to accept, if you're going to surf. They were just swimming around. One of them rubbed up against my leg, didn't do anything. It was scary as hell. It's like, having like 5 bees flying around you. You're just like, oh, you want to hold still because you don't want to get stung, but you're like, like people who swat at bees. I'm just like, oh, you're going to get stung. Don't swat at that thing. Swat at those. What's wrong with you? Yeah, that's how it was, man. There's sharks in the ocean, dude. There just is. If you're going to surf, you're going to have to accept that. If you're going to surf, you're going to have to accept the fact that you're probably going to get stung by a jellyfish or a stingray. Bit by a barracuda. It could happen. It could very well happen. Well, technically it's not land, but I know what you mean. It's the opposite, actually. Well, guys, yeah, I appreciate you guys joining me, man. It's nice to have my channel back up and running, and thanks for helping me kind of celebrate that. And yeah, man, let's as far as updates on Summer Wells, I'm going to continue to update you guys on Summer Wells. I am not going to be engaging in personal information on any of these family members. I don't think that that's productive to locating her. And even if it was, that is for law enforcement to investigate, not you. So just please keep that in mind. Right now, law enforcement professionals are in charge of locating this little girl who's in danger. And that should be the focus. And we should be assisting law enforcement in how they tell us we can be of assistance to them. So, and that's it. That's it. You know, these people's jobs are to locate a lost, or worse, a girl who's lost or worse, 5 years old. Hopefully she's alive, but if she's alive, I guarantee you she's scared out of her mind. Let law enforcement do what they do. Keep your ass in the back seat and keep your mouth shut. Let me see something here. Oh, please don't tell me this is what I think it is. Let me see. Okay, it's not the same case that I saw. That girl just sent me a link to another case. I thought it might have been something that happened recently, but it's not. I'm not sure if I'm going to cover it or not. But thank you, that girl, for sending that to me. I appreciate it. I'm not sure if I'll cover it or not, but yeah. But thank you for sending it to me. Maybe I will. I might. She knows me pretty well. She probably knows that if I read this thing, it's probably going to piss me off enough to where I'm going to end up talking about it. So, but yeah, guys, I love you very much. I'm going to go ahead and log off of here. Guys, Patreon. If you guys are members of Patreon, I do have a Patreon stream coming up either tonight or tomorrow. I'm thinking I'm probably going to do it tonight. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm probably going to do it tonight. And I'm cooking, right? I'm making scrimps. Making scrimps pasta, okay? Never made this stuff before. I'm going to be experimenting, people. All right? I'm going to be experimenting, and I'm going to be making some shrimp linguine. All right. Like clam sauce. You know what I'm talking about? Some scampi seasoning. It's going to be delicious. I can't wait to eat that stuff. So I bought all the stuff to make that the other day, knowing that I was going to do the Patreon thing. And yeah, we'll be doing, we're going to be doing that. I'm thinking tonight. Okay. So if you're not members of Patreon, join Patreon. If you're interested in talking about old, classic true crime cases, might even talk a little, it might just be hanging out, talking a little drama, maybe. Who knows? Little tea, as you guys like to put it, little tea. So yeah, I'm gonna be cooking and hanging out with you guys. So yeah, dude, Steve, I'm telling, like, I can't wait to eat this stuff. Like I haven't eaten yet today, and but yeah, this is gonna be really good. I just know it. When I have in theory what I'm gonna be doing, like when I have in theory what I want to make and I have no set recipe on how to make it, then I'm excited. Oh, and by the way, I got my pesto sauce, my brand. They had it, and I got my pesto sauce, so I'm excited about that. I get to use the pesto sauce I like to use. That other pesto sauce that I had to settle for was actually pretty damn good, though, that last time. So, yeah, we're doing pasta tonight, people. And so, Patreon members, I will see you there most likely tonight, if not tomorrow. And we will do this again, all the rest of you, very soon, my friends.